What would you do if you woke up as the most useless noble in a fantasy world? You're listening to Novel Readerer. Today, The Greatest Estate Developer, Chapter 8, Part 1, Thud! Gah! Sir Ulrich involuntarily screamed. The world spun around him. It felt like his cheek had disappeared. Something flew out of his mouth, soaring into the air, scattering. It was only then that Sir Ulrich realized, albeit vaguely, what that object was. My teeth? 3 white teeth spun through the air, each twirling in different directions. Blood and spit sprayed wildly, tracing complex paths through the air. How strange! In his hazy senses, time seemed to slow down, leaving him in a bizarre, detached state. In that slowed-down moment, he watched his teeth and blood fly through the air. In all his 26 years, he had never seen such a sight like this, especially from this perspective. It was almost amusing. Though, on the other hand, it made him dizzy. Whoa, what? His legs gave out. His body collapsed. The ground came closer. Unwillingly, his head slammed into the dirt. His lips mashed against the earth in an ungraceful, forced kiss. Blood once again gushed from his lips. It was only then that Sir Ulrich's dulled senses returned to normal, accompanied by the sharp, throbbing pain of his shattered cheekbone, torn lips, and uprooted teeth. Grr! Grr! It hurt. It really, truly hurt. It was excruciating. Gurk! He clutched one side of his face. The shock and pain scrambled his thoughts. He tried to make sense of what had happened. Did I hit something? Was it an accident? Or an attack? Who? His confused mind desperately tried to piece things together. But his frantic attempts were in vain, as the answer became all too clear with the descending shovel handle. Attack! You bet! Whack! Herk! The thick handle of the shovel drove directly into his chest. He couldn't breathe. His body curled into a shrimp-like position. He lifted his eyes, trying to confirm who had attacked him. Sir Ulrich's eyes widened in disbelief. Young master? Gah! Thud! The shovel handle struck his face once more. His lips tore even further, and his head jerked to the side, but Sir Ulrich couldn't respond properly. He had taken too many heavy hits, too quickly, while completely defenseless. Why? What's going on? He couldn't understand. He couldn't fight back. Getting up was out of the question. Lloyd's relentless shovel strikes were too vicious. Before this merciless onslaught, Sir Ulrich could do nothing but groan and curl up, protecting his head and face with his arms. Thud! Crack! Thunk! Aha! Sir Ulrich's face contorted in terror. Amidst his groans and pain, a cold certainty pierced his thoughts. At this rate, I'm really going to die! It was true. Through the small gap between his arms, he saw Lloyd's expression. The way the young master was swinging the shovel with calm, focused eyes said it all. Of course, to take down someone stronger, you need to stay calm and calculated. Crack. Lloyd kept swinging the shovel with ruthless precision. He couldn't give Sir Ulrich any time to recover, or the night would rise again. And if that happened, Lloyd's plan would fall apart. Do you think I'd let go of this perfect opportunity after putting so much effort into getting the first strike? The first blow is everything in a fight. Lloyd had attacked so suddenly, Sir Ulrich hadn't had a chance to react. Thanks to that, Lloyd completely controlled the situation. Even a knight can't recover from a surprise attack like this, especially not a low-level sword user who's only just formed his mana heart. Lloyd recalled the profiles of the knights from Knight of Blood and Iron. Sir Ulrich was the weakest among the barony's knights. He was only a low-tier sword user, having just recently formed his mana heart, and yet, despite his lack of skill, he had always looked down on Lloyd, subtly disrespecting him. That's why I called you here today, to set an example. I can't have anyone opposing me in the future, especially not here in this estate. Momentum is crucial when dealing with people. If you yield even once during a conflict, If you keep giving in and making concessions, soon everyone will expect you to keep yielding. That's how you become a pushover. Lloyd had learned this harsh reality back in South Korea, especially on construction sites. Some of those guys had nasty tempers. The so-called mentors on site, many of them were kind-hearted, good people. But Lloyd wasn't so lucky. He had ended up with a mentor who had a terrible personality. Every day he was harassed. He got chewed out over the smallest things, cursed at the entire time he worked. At first, Lloyd endured it. He didn't dare to fight back. He smiled, wanting to be seen as the good guy. But that wasn't the answer. One day, that same mentor crossed the line by bringing up Lloyd's parents in a vulgar way. That's when Lloyd snapped. Just like this! Thwack! This time, Lloyd swung the shovel into Sir Ulrich's shin. Ah! Sir Ulrich, who had been trying to get up, grabbed his shin and shrieked. But Lloyd's expression didn't change. After I snapped and stood up for myself, everything got easier. Back then, too, he had lost it when he heard that vulgar comment. He had immediately swung his shovel at the mentor. It caused an uproar at the construction site. But after that, things got easier. No one dared to treat him the way they had before. It was a moment that had taught him an important life lesson. That's why I brought you here, Sir Ulrich. Among all the knights, you were the weakest, and I knew I'd get the chance to knock you down with a surprise attack. It was all part of the plan Lloyd had devised from the novel. He predicted that Sir Ulrich would oppose or disrespect him at the construction site. And that prediction turned out to be spot on. Sir Ulrich had become the perfect target to be taken down in front of everyone. Thunk, crack, smash! Lloyd didn't stop. Eventually, Sir Ulrich couldn't hold it in any longer and let out a desperate scream. Ah! Ah! Young master, why? Why? Because of insubordination. Whack! With each swing of the shovel, Lloyd coldly delivered a remark. Now repeat what you said earlier. Wait! Gah! Crack. You called yourself an honorable knight, didn't you? Said you couldn't accept orders to supervise such dirty work? But, thud. But what? Do you think I've been misusing soldiers for personal gain? Gah! Crack. See this? This is an official document allowing me to use soldiers, signed by my father and issued by the administrator. So, in reality, smash! You, a knight sworn to loyalty, dared to speak of honor while defying a legitimate order from your lord. In other words, thud. 1. You've disobeyed your lord's orders. Crack. 2. You've disgraced your lord and betrayed your knightly duty. Smash. And 3. You've thrown away your own pride and qualifications as a knight. Thwack. With a full swing like a golfer hitting a tee shot, Lloyd's shovel struck upward. The flat part of the shovel slammed into Sir Ulrich's chin. That was the final blow. Blood sprayed into the air as Sir Ulrich's head snapped back. Like a puppet with its strings cut, he collapsed. He was unconscious. Huff! Lloyd steadied his breath. The exertion had left him winded, but it was worth it. Some people need to be removed. In Night of Blood and Iron. Frontera County was in chaos. Knights like Sir Ulrich, who lacked loyalty and skill, had no place serving the Baron. These kinds of people need to be cut off early. Then I'll fill their positions with people who show potential. That's the only way this barony can have a future. This barony was the foundation of his future. To cultivate it long-term, it was essential to start replacing its personnel. Wiping the sweat from his forehead with his sleeve, Lloyd glanced around. What are you all staring at? Enjoying the show? The soldiers who had paused their work to watch the commotion flinched and quickly turned their heads away. Lloyd gestured to a few nearby soldiers. You, and you two over there, come here. Yes, sir! The 3 soldiers rushed over. Lloyd gestured toward Sir Ulrich, who was sprawled out on the ground. "Take him away, and go fetch Sir Byron from the manor." "Yes, sir." They had just witnessed what happened to a knight who dared oppose Lloyd. Without hesitation, they lifted the unconscious Sir Ulrich and hurried back to the manor. It wasn't long before Sir Byron arrived. "You called for me, Lord Lloyd?"